honesty is the biggest thing that needs to change in this industry. Stop lying to people. Just stop doing it. It's just not necessary.
Yeah, I can feel your energy through the screen, and I certainly feel it when we're in the market centre together as well, how passionate you feel about it. But I share that completely. There's a lot of changes that need to happen in this industry for the greater good, definitely for the good of the customer. But why Keller Williams then, Neil? You touched on it a little bit about how it gives you a home to be able to be you and run your business your way, but what else is it about Keller Williams that enables you to build your business?
Well, there's the obvious and boring answer, which is it has all the infrastructure that I need to be able to run my business in this industry. It's all there, great CRM system. It's got obviously all the licenses and the trade. But that's sort of taken as read. You can kind of get that stuff in most of these models. To be honest, we're not breaking any new ground there. It's a bit like an agent that goes out and says that we come and take photos of your house as a USP. Really. So, but normally I had another bloke out the other day and he was drawing them. And it's like, okay. So the basic stuff is clearly there, but that's not the bit that sets it apart. The bit for me to set it apart was, and this will be an individual choice, I suspect, but the culture that I witnessed when I started to talk to people in the company before I joined was the bit that really drew me in. So I met Dominic Marcel, who is a legend in his own lunchtime. In this industry and in Keller Williams, an absolute fantastic agent, absolutely fantastic. He spent a lot of time with me, talking me through how the business worked and, what his experiences had been up to that point. That was probably been enough, if I'm honest, because I then researched him and could see how successful he was and what his clients thought of him. And he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. But then I met you, and then I spoke to some other agents within the business. And the bit that came across all the time was this: the culture of kind of, we've got you, we'll let you fly, and you can do it in your own way. There is a responsibility on you because you're part of Keller Williams, and there's a lot of other people part of Keller Williams, and you need to respect that because we're all in it together. Because the vendors won't know that Neil Mercer is Neil Mercer. They will see Keller Williams in the same way that the spa independent sector. So going back to my previous roles, as a shopper, they don't know that most of those spas are independently owned by Mr. and Mrs. Smith or whoever. They just see spa. So if you're going to operate a shop in that brand, you've got a responsibility to all the other members of that symbol group to do the right thing. Same here. Right, the agents within this business have got a responsibility to all the other agents in this business to operate in a way that respects the Keller Williams model. And I actually quite like that level of accountability because it's right. It keeps you on your toes and it keeps you operating at a high level because it's not just about you. Because if it is just about you and it becomes ultimately just about you, you can be very selfish and there's no consequence. If it's not just about you and there are other people around you relying on you doing a good job, then that's the level of an accountability that I think is really important in a professional role like this. But there's also loads of people you can fall back on and go, do you know what? I just don't know what to do with this. Where do I go from here? What's next? What could I say? I'm stuck. And there's any number of people that will pick up the phone to you. There's any number of training courses that you can go on to get you over those hills. And, think of, okay, my experience in agency is it's quite embryonic in some respects, certainly against some of the other guys who've been here in this role and in this industry for 20, 30, 40 years, but they're still on the power-ups on a Monday morning. Yeah. That's incredible. These guys, nobody sits back in this company, in this industry, or certainly within Keller, and says, I don't need to be on that because I know it all. Now, it doesn't mean we're all on all of them, but we're all on enough of them to acknowledge the fact that we don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. My old man used to say that there was only one perfect bloke and they got him on Good Friday. So,